when I started my business on Amazon, there's a lot of mistakes I committed, and I want you to avoid those mistakes if you want to start a business selling on Amazon or any kind of business for real. Basically, I recommend that when you start your business, you really study the field that you want to get into. And you want to know your goals, you want to know your key performance parameters, you want to know those data because those are the parameters that will tell you if you're winning or losing, in the sense that if you want to be profitable, you exactly want to know what's the revenue, what are the expenses, and then when you make the difference, you can calculate the profit. But on top of that, there are metrics that most of the time we don't take into account, like the overhead, because when you do the product research for Amazon sellers, for example, you usually focus on negotiating with the suppliers in China or India or in America that you're talking to, and basically from that you calculate the fees that Amazon are charging you with the Amazon calculator. That gives you a certain profit, maybe 30%, 40%, 50%, depending on the product that you're trying to launch. But what we fail to acknowledge most of the time are those hidden costs like advertising. PPC is a huge cost. And if you go in a competitive niche, you're going to bleed on PPC if you're not careful. So if you're lucky, like some other people, you will just launch in a not very competitive niche, and that's okay. But you will not learn quick enough because you might go and launch another product and you will not be so lucky. So what you want to do is also calculate the overhead. You have a lot of different software that you use. Maybe you want to use Trello, and maybe you want to use Asana, maybe you want to use Helium 10, maybe you want to use Jungle Scout. That costs money. So you want to include all that in your expenses. And are you going to pay yourself? Are you going to use virtual assistant? Are you going to use, I mean, there's many things that you need to take into account for a successful business, because in our community, we usually just believe that a six-figure business is enough. And when we talk about those numbers, we look at big time. Oh, I made 6 figures last year. But in reality, when you have a job, 6 figures, that's what you take home after taxes, of course. But it's way better. Your job pays for your health insurance. Your job pays for your dental insurance and other things that you don't take into account for 1K when you go into business for yourself. So in reality, if you made 100K last year, that's not gonna do anything. You cannot even eat, because after you pay for the product, you pay for Amazon fees, you pay for different advertising, you pay for softwares. There's nothing left for yourself. Your take home is close to nothing. And to really make it big in business, you need to be in the realm of millions. Like, you need to figure out how you're going to maximize. But that's for another video. For today, I just wanted to talk about those mistakes that I didn't uh, plan for, and at the end, it really helped me. So I recommend that you make all those studies before you launch a product. And if the product is really profitable, then those numbers and those metrics are really going to tell you the story.